Last year, I printed some of these really cool slingshots, and I thought it would be a really cool thing to take these with us to the Black Hills. So I decided I would print a few more of these and show you exactly how I made them. It's time for class. I got projects that you wouldn't believe. Science stuff, 3D prints, and student machines. Na 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 na. It's a Carol thing. Alright guys, so let's hop right into Fusion 360 and let's see what we can design up. I'm not a great designer, but I think I've got some ideas. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the rectangle here and choose an axis. And I'm going to go ahead and do a 30 by I think 60. 30 by 60 rectangle. That looks pretty good. I'm going to push C for circle, and I'm going to see if I can make some little uprights here. Make these 25 millimeters. Another circle, 25 millimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a big circle to kind of represent the entire head of the slingshot. And then I'm going to do one more circle up here, and I'm going to go, let's see, about 70. Not too much. 60. Let's go 60. Okay, so I'm going to extrude this up. This part here, 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 and here. Okay, and let's go up 20 millimeters. That looks pretty cool. It looks very slingshotty. So let's see what this looks like here. Now what I need to do is add some little holes to put the rubber through. So let's go ahead and try somewhere right here close to the middle. Let's see, about right here. And we'll put 5 millimeter hole, and we'll put one right here as well. 5 millimeter. Okay, so now let's extrude those out, and let's just go ahead and take them all the way through. Okay, so now one more thing I want to do is I want to add a little finger grip. So I'm going to push R for rectangle. I'm going to add a little finger grip right here, and let's extrude this up, say 10 millimeters, and that looks pretty good. Now I want to kind of smooth this out. I don't want this to be a hard angle, so we're going to go ahead and smooth it out with a fillet. So I'm going to push F for fillet, click on there, and I'm going to go 10 millimeters. And that's going to put a nice smooth curve in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and do another fillet and kind of round off these edges a little bit. Let's see, what about 5? So that looks pretty good for the top of it. Now let's smooth out all the rest of these little edges here. Click there, here, select all of them. Alright, now double check to make sure that I got all of them here. Oh, looks like I just missed one. Alright. Okay, now let's try a 2 millimeter fillet on everything. How's that look? That looks pretty darn good. Alright, so let's throw this over to the printer. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go back, undo that fillet, and let's see about putting in a little hole to put like a little lanyard or something on. So let's extrude this. Let's put a rectangle here, and I'm going to go in 10 millimeters, and then let's do another rectangle here, and we'll go right here, and we'll extrude this down 10 millimeters. Okay, now that we have the hole cut out, let's make it a little bit curved. So I'm gonna get a better view on that spot in there. Push F for fillet, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a pretty steep 5 millimeter fillet, and then on the other side of it, let's do another 5mm fillet, and that should give us kind of a little groove for us to fit a little lanyard through. Alright, now let's go ahead and smooth out the rest of these lines here, shall we? Alright, did I get everything? I think so. Let's go ahead and do a 2mm fillet all the way around. And here is our mini micro slingshot. Let's throw it over to the printer and see what happens. Okay, so here I've got everything that I need to actually assemble the slingshot. I've got my 3D printed slingshot base. I've got the rubber sling that I ordered on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description down below. I've got a bobby pin. This could be a wire or a paper clip or anything that you've got handy laying around. I just happen to use a bobby pin because it fits just about perfectly in the hole of the slingshot. And then a stick. You need a stick that's maybe 5mm, 3 to 5mm wide. This is maybe a little bit too wide for what I need, but I think that it will work just fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bobby pin and I'm going to hook one of the sides of the sling into the bobby pin like that, and then I just thread it through the hole of the slingshot. So I pull it through so that I've got a nice good loop sticking out, and then I can pull the bobby pin out, and then I'll do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so once I've got my two loops sticking through, then I can go ahead and break a couple little pieces off of this stick. Definitely less than an inch long, as small as you can kind of get it. You just need something pretty small. There we go. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just take this stick, stick it through that piece of rubber into the loop, and then I'm going to pull it tight from the back side. All that stick's going to do is just keep the rubber from pulling back through the other side of the slingshot. Put it in and pull it tight. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Pretty good. So now all that's left is to take these out and do a little practice with it.
So when you use these slingshots, there's a special technique you have to use, otherwise you risk hitting yourself in the hand with it. So when you pull it back, you have to make sure that when you pull it back, first thing is you're going to twist your hand at a 90-degree angle so that it's parallel with the ground, and then you have to kind of bend your thumb up this way. And what that does is when you release the rock, it's going to cause the rubber band to go a little bit up, and it's going to fit through this little channel. If you don't do that, you might end up accidentally hitting the slingshot, or even worse, your thumb. I've actually got something to show you about that. So here's the one that I had made before, and if you look closely, you can see there's a big chunk taken out of the back of that slingshot, and that chunk was taken out when I was using it improperly, and I may or may not have almost taken my thumb off. So word of caution, make sure that you know what you're doing before you start using this project.